what's your name?
Hi, I'm James Power from Raspberry Point Oysters. I'm an oyster grower from Prince Edward Island.
Wow, so what kind of oysters do you grow, and let's start with this one. What's that?
So this is a Raspberry Point Oyster. This is our original brand name. So we started this brand about 20 years ago. And what we wanted to do is we wanted to distinguish the oysters from our farm from all the other Malpecs that were sold out of Prince Edward Island. So we use that name to differentiate ourselves from all the other oysters.
Tell me how they differ. Yeah, this is interesting.
So all the Raspberry Points come from our farm. Our farm, we're in New London Bay, and our base of operations is right in Cavendish. So we specially handle, look after these oysters, make sure they're very high-end, high-quality oysters, and we wanted to make sure that when the customer got a Raspberry Point oyster, that they got a really good quality product. And as the years went on, we found that there was different sizes and different places where we would grow them that oysters would taste and look a little bit different. So that's how I came up with all these other brands. So for instance, we have our Raspberry Point, which is the oyster we're serving here today, but we also have a shiny sea oyster. Now these are the same oysters, only a different size. So this oyster is a 2.5 to 3 inch oyster, where this is a 3 to 3.5 inch oyster, but they're the same oysters. So the shiny seas are just the baby brothers.
And what about the flavor palette?
So it's a very nice, salty, briny taste with a nice sweet finish. This time of year, they're very thick and meaty, and you kind of get a little bit of a buttery wood flavor with it, just because they're so fat. There's so much glycogen in the oyster. Now, some of the other brands that we have, the Pickle Points are grown in the same place as the Raspberry Points, but they're grown in a different way. So the Raspberry Points finish their life on the seabed. So that gives them the really salty, sharp sea salt taste. The Pickle Points that grow on the surface, they have a very salty taste, but it's a very broad range of salt flavors that you get, as opposed to the really sharp sea salt taste.
So as a chef, you're not being a chef, but as a chef, you would have different flavor profiles and pairings,
right,
depending on the variety of.
Yeah, if you like a really sharp sea salt taste, you know, a Raspberry Point or a shiny sea is an oyster for you. If you're looking for a broader range, more of a, you know, maybe a little bit of a minerally taste, a broad salt range, you know, Pickle Point is maybe a better oyster to get.
Nice. What other ones do you have?
So I have 3 other brands. So I have Daisy Bay and Irish Point. Now these oysters are grown in Rustico Bay, which is the next bay over, and they're grown on the surface of the water. And again, the Irish Points are the baby brothers of the Daisy Bay. So they're the same oysters, just smaller. Those oysters, like the Pickle Points, are grown on the surface, and they have a wide salt flavor on them. So you don't get that really sharp sea salt taste. You get more of a broad range of salt. And the river flows a lot faster there, so you'll get a lot of meat inside that oyster. And the last one we have is the Lucky Lime. Now the Lucky Limes, the area they grow in, there's 2 freshwater streams that wash over the top of this lease. What it gives it, there's a lot of algae in the water. So you get this beautiful green color over the top of the shell, and you'll actually get a little bit of a vegetative taste in the oyster, so that it has a bit of a vegetation taste to it. So it's a little bit different than the other ones.
So how many varieties are you showcasing here at the show?
At the show today, I just have the Raspberry Points, which is our trademark brand.
And what are people saying so far?
Everybody seems to love them. Nice, fat, salty oysters.
And they can taste the different flavor profile than other oysters?
They absolutely, yeah. People really seem to love them.
You give them a good education like you're giving me, because I didn't know this.
If they ask, I tell them. Yeah.
Now again, you're a supplier, a grower, so what's the deal? If you want a certain amount, do they go to you direct, or how do you order?
We have lots of distributors here in Ontario. So we have a number of them here. If you're looking for restaurant supply, if you're looking for a wholesale, if you're looking for 25 or 30 cases, you can call me directly.
And more?
That's right. If you're ordering more than that,
Or less rather, yeah.
if you're ordering less, you're better off to probably go through a distributor that we have here. But if you're ordering a large quantity, you can come directly to me.
Well, let's see that hat again.
That's the Raspberry Point.